On my way to the job, man. On my way to work. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, alright, so look, I got some things to talk on, man. It's been a crazy little week. God's still good every day. Wake me up every day. I'm so thankful to God for the things He do in my life, for the doors He opened in my life, for the blessings He gives to my life. You know, I deal with some really wicked, nasty, trifling, spiritual people. People who have no God in their life. People who have no wisdom in their life. And it just be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to me and my kids' relationship is one thing. But for people to speak on me about my kids and my relationship, saying that you was never there, you never did nothing for them. No, more like you never involved me as the other parent in situations when it come to my kids. Not schooling, not nothing. I went to the school, you had a problem with it, you tell the school I shouldn't be able to come up there. You put things in for the system for me not to be a part of things when it come to my kids. But when my kids disrespecting y'all and talking crazy, y'all punching holes in walls and doing things like that, you got your boyfriend calling me up. You ain't calling me up. The other parent, which is the mother should be calling the father about things that's going on with the child when it comes to their behavior, whatever it may be. You don't call me. You don't hit me up. You don't talk to me. You don't tell me nothing. You don't even want to tell me nothing. You don't want me to be a part of anything. But then you tell everybody he don't do his job as a father. I do my job. I speak to my children. I correct them about what they shouldn't do. I talk to them. I pray with them. I take them to church. I teach them a lot of morals and respect about themselves. But once they leave my household, they don't carry that in another household because the people in another household don't have the same morals, respect, or values. So you expect your kids to be one way at one house and then the same way at another house. You're not gonna get the same kids at both houses because parents have different ways that they're doing to raise the kids. The respect for the kids is different in different homes. And this co-parenting stuff is something different, especially when you got a worldly parent and then you got a God-fearing parent. It's two different things you're dealing with. It's two different spirits you're dealing with. And people don't touch on these subjects and talk about these things, but you could spiritually mess your kid up by being a certain way that you are. If you think that you're the best parent in the world because you get some money from the other parent, but number one, being a good parent shows in your fruit, shows in your value, shows in your responsibility. Most good parents who have good responsibility when it comes to their livelihood, losing your home, whatever the case. Talking about, you messaged me yesterday and said that it's none of your business about what I go through. I didn't want to pay $1,600 in a low income based place. Why is low income charging you $1,600? You must be bringing in money, or it's a reason why they charge you to be. You know what I'm saying? They don't charge that type of money to people unless you're bringing in some type of money that they seeing that's counted for the reason why they charge you that type of money. People want to get away with dogging the system, abusing the system. People want to get away with abusing the fathers out here who really want to take care of their children and be a part of their kids' life. But these parents be wanting extra money, extra this. They want you to pay them child support, and then they want you to spoil the kid too after you're paying child support. So they can spend the money how they want to spend the money and still tell you you need to do more. That's crazy work. I'm a married man with 5 children in my house. I take care of my wife. I take care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? I look out and do the things I'm supposed to do for all my children. I do what I need to do and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. When it comes to co-parenting, I know how to talk. I know how to communicate. If the foot was on the other shoe and my kids was living with me, I would be calling you to, hey, they got a parent-teacher conference coming up. Would you like to be involved in it? Would you like to, come and see what's going on with your kid? I'm the loving parent. You're not. I'm the one that shows concern when it comes to these kids. You don't want me to have a relationship with the children, and you can see that by the things that you do and how you respond and how you act about every situation. Everything is always hitting. You put in the system that, oh, he's an attacker, oh, he caused problems, oh, he does. Girl, don't nobody want to be bothered with your lifestyle and how you are and what you got going on. If anything, I pray that God deliver you from your wicked ways and how you think, and you hold on to the past. Yes, in the past, I have done things because I was concerned about my children. Now that I'm more mature and I don't worry about what you got going in your life, I'm not about to sit there and attack you while you and your man losing your crib and send CPS. I'm not on that type of time. I'm not that type of father. I care about my children. I care about their well-being, their education, and how they're being raised. When I have one of my children coming over to my house doing weird stuff, and you know that the weird stuff is coming from the other parent house, and does it do any good to talk to the parent about it? No. Do I correct my son about things that they do? Yes. My son came over and took his butt cheeks, rubbed them in between my stepson's bidding, and thought that, it was okay to do these type of things. I'm like, wow, I'm like, do your mom think that's okay for you to do things like that? Oh, I do stuff like this at my mom's house all the time. I'm like, oh, you do? Yeah, they don't say nothing to me. I'm like, okay. Well, here, you can't do that. I'm sorry. Number one, you need to go in the bathroom, clean yourself up. You got an itch, go in the bathroom, go wipe yourself, go take a shower, clean yourself. Teach your kids about, valuing themselves, loving on themselves, cleaning themselves, teaching them appropriate things to do when they got things going on. I'm watching my kids being raised like wild heathens, like wild animals. Y'all complain about kids punching holes in walls. Y'all complain about the kids jumping at grown folks wanting to fight them. Y'all are the issue in these kids' life. You can't put the blame on the father, because every time they go to the father house, they come back home acting a certain type of way. That's because they adapt to the ways that y'all have at your home versus what's going on in my home. My home has morals, respect, and you're not going to just do anything and everything, say anything and everything. And that's why the kids don't want to come over. And most women who sees that the kids is respectful at one home, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to send you over to your daddy's house more, because obviously you don't think you have to listen to me and your father know how to correct that. I'll be involving the parent who know how to check the situation and change things. But when you have two parents in another household, which what I mean by two parents is your boyfriend and y'all both, neither one of y'all can get these kids in line, because the mama go against the boyfriend got to go around trying to figure out how to deal with them, because they don't want the mama getting upset about how her kids being handled, but she don't even know how to handle them. It's just too much. That's a lot of stress. I wouldn't even want to be involved in that. So when it comes to co-parenting, when it comes to being a part of children's life, y'all need to figure out who is the better candidate to train the children, because you're not doing such a great job. You're not a great example as a parent when you're showing your kid, I'm losing my home, I gotta go sleep at my mom's house and take my kids, I gotta go do this and that. You're not showing them that you have stability. You're not showing them that you take care of responsibility. You're not even teaching your kid about driving education. He's 16 years old. I had my license at 15. My mom was having me driving at 14 with a permit. I was doing things that, teenagers do at an early age. But the maturity of my mother means a lot. The way that she loves me, the way that she talks to me, the way that she treats me, the way that she trained me. She took me to the bank at 12 years old to get me an account, to teach me how to have a bank account. She taught me things. She taught me things that I was going to need in the future. She taught me how to build my credit. She taught me different things. So when it comes to co-parenting means a lot, because when you're actually really co-parenting, you send your kids over to the father house to do certain things, to be a part of certain things, so the father can train and teach his son how to be a man, how to love him correctly, how to love others correctly. But because you don't love yourself and you don't love yourself enough to have a good relationship in front of your kid, you have a toxic relationship, you're teaching your kid what toxicity look like. You're okay with your young 15-year-old having a girlfriend coming and stay over tonight and doing stuff like that. You was raised a certain, well, you wasn't raised at all. You was doing anything and everything at a young age, so you're probably okay with a lot of things that you allow your kid to do. I have another son now, a son that he's a couple months old. The way that he will be trained, he will never see and do the things that my other two children have seen and done. He will never be around toxic. He will never hear swearing. He will never hear disrespect. He won't go through these things. He won't be put down, talking about what he'd never be. Just the things you say to kids and how you treat them and mishandle them, they're gonna turn out a certain way where you're gonna be like, dang, maybe I was the messed up person later on. But you won't see it till your kids grow up and don't be bothered with you. That's not what I want for you. I want your kids to love and respect you. I taught my kids, no matter how wrong your mother is, be there for her. Take care of her. Love her regardless of her issues. You want to know why I teach them that? Because my mom taught me that. And somebody else taught me that. Because you love people the way you want to be loved. You teach people the way you want to be taught. You show people the example of being a leader, not a follower. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out, I don't hang, I don't party, I don't be around weird folks. My kids don't see these type of things, so they don't have weird things going on in my household. But when other children come over, they display things that's not normal. And it's a thing that I gotta do where, hey, come here, let me sit down and talk to you and teach you something. Can I call the mother up and have these conversations with her? No, because she don't agree on the same things. She have a twisted way of thinking. She carry herself a certain way that's not godly. And you know what I'm saying? You can't say you lead by example or somebody's not leading by example when I'm doing things that you don't do that's by example. I got married. I pray with my children. I pray with my wife. I pray over my household. I lead by example. Every Sunday we go to church. A house that pray together, stay together. A house that's not divided would always stand. Let me teach you something. Let me tell you something. Co-parenting goes a long way when it's two people that actually know how to work together. When your spirit is not right and you're not right mentally and you still hold on to unhealed trauma, you're going to pass that unhealed trauma down to your children. That means that you need counseling. You need some help. Bouncing home to home with toxic relationships and losing your home and not taking care of your responsibility is not teaching your kids great morals, great respect, or even great fruits of the spirit. When the last time you prayed with your kids? When the last time you put on some gospel music and fed your kids the right spirit? Y'all do what y'all want to do. Y'all like wild heathens. Y'all like wild children of the devil. Because if you're not living for God, you're living for the devil. And the Bible speaks on that. Not to judge. Hey, we all have sinful areas we need to work on, or we have areas that might not be sharp. We are a work in progress, but you really need to chase after God so you can have fruits of the Spirit, so you can have discernment, so you can understand how to co-parent spiritually the correct way. Because remember, if you think about it, I'm the father that came over to your household, walked into your house, prayed over your house. If I wasn't trying to co-parent, why would I do such a thing? Why would I even come to your household and want to pray over your boyfriend and pray over your kids, pray over your house? I'm not the issue in your story. The issue in your story is within yourself. Y'all can make me the bad guy of your story, But guess what? I don't live in the past. So I don't worry about how y'all feel about me or what y'all think about me or the excuse of things. I worry about my children well-being. I worry about the co-parent between me and the mother, so my son is not cussing and going to jail and becoming a juvenile delinquent because of the way he's being taught, the way that things are going on. And I'm going to speak on these things. I'm going to talk about these things because these are things that people need to speak on. A lot of people are quiet, don't have a voice, don't know how to talk, don't know how to bring it to people's attention. From now on, I'm going to speak on things that's going on. When it came to my kids going through things, and they have an uncle who I'm friends with, and if he speaks on, hey, your son is cussing his mom out and disrespecting her boyfriend, and I explained to him, hey, I talked to my son about these things, but guess what? If the parents over there speaking about the father and dogging him and talking junk about him, how you expect the father to correct the son about how he's responding off of the things that's being said and done around him? He's showing anger because he don't like what he's hearing. Maybe it's disrespectful to him, but not to y'all. I can't correct something that y'all caused. I can't change something that y'all manipulating. All I can do is pray about the situation and put it in God's hand. I done made videos about that before too, about just praying about the situation, put it in God's hand, which I have always done. But when it comes to this, oh, I don't need to talk to him, I don't need to tell him nothing, oh, he haven't been there. And for your sister to call me a bum, I've never been a bum. You have not once received your funds for child support unless I was with on indefinite layoff from work or I had surgery twice for my job. So for you to say that, oh, he don't do his part or he don't pay his child support, I went through some medical situations, and you should be more concerned that, hey, your dad's over there going through something. You know, you should go check on your father, make sure he's good. You know, because he take good care of y'all when he is paying his child support, when he is seeing you every other weekend. And I would love to have my kids more if I wasn't working so much, but I'm not having the time to take my kids the way that people think I should take my kids or have time with my kids. I wish that, you know, that we had equal opportunity with my kids, because I wouldn't mind driving my kids to school 2 weeks at a time and spending that time with them and getting to know their teachers and getting to know things about them that I don't know, and, you know, being involved with my son with his girlfriend and knowing that he's doing things right and doing it spiritually right and teaching him the correct way, being a man of God and not out here probably doing things secretly. My son said to me straight up, like, it feels good to watch porn, and that's not something to promote. That's not something good, a habit to have. He said he's addicted to porn. And for two other parents in the household know about these things with this child, or if you don't know, you know, you should actually sit down and talk with him and get to know him about things that he got going on. That's what I mean by co-parenting. Things about your kid that both parents should know that's going on with your child can change the child, can help the child. But if you're sitting over there mad about old situations or things that's been done because, you know, you didn't want to co-parent, so I find out bad things later on, and then next thing you know, I got CPS knocking at my door asking me questions about my kids, and I'm looking like, I didn't call them, but they're putting the blame on me. But, you know, a lot of fingers being pointed at the parent who actually does his part. I do my part. You wanted money instead of me spending time with my kids. You want control over everything that comes along with the kids. You want control of the schooling. You want control of parents-teacher conference. You don't want me to know if they got bad grades. But it's okay for me to be over here doing extra things for my kids, and then you talk about you don't know what they did. Well, you didn't communicate. You be buying stuff and doing things for them, and they got this going on. Did you tell me they got that going on? That's what I mean by co-parenting. Y'all don't co-parent. If y'all actually co-parent, with my kids being bad in school or messing up grades, you think I'm gonna spend my money to spoil them and do things for them? They come over my house and act innocent because the mama hides things that's going on with them at their home and at school. So how would I know how to, discipline or put things in order to show them, hey, I'm not doing that for you because you're messing up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But these are things that need to be talked on. These are things that need to be said. And for those in the background that spoke on me talking about I'm a bum and I'm this and I'm that, worry about your own life. Worry about keeping your family together. Worry about treating your man better. Worry about training your two little kids that need both parents in their life the correct way, instead of leaving them at home with the dad and doing what you want to do and thinking it's okay, and you can just do that because you feel like, oh, they're there, and you need to be a nurturing mother. You worried about your sister life, worry about your own life. You worried about your nephews, but for you to speak on their father and not know that he has fought to be a part of their life, learn the truth before you speak on it. Number one, I wouldn't have no relationship with my kids if I didn't go fight in the courtroom to be a part of their life, if I didn't fight to have visitations with them. So obviously I'm a caring parent and a loving parent because I fought to have a relationship with them. I done fought in that courtroom over 15 times for no dang reason over different little situations because the mother is bitter about certain things, or making up things, or making it about my wife, or making it an issue about all kind of stuff. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it up. Y'all people want to speak on everything, but speak on how you are. Speak on what you don't do. Because this father over here did more than his part and talks to his children about morals and respect, and about respecting elders and respecting grandparents and respecting mothers and respecting boyfriends. Because number one, at the end of the day, that's who you got to go home to. That's who you got to deal with every day. So if I'm not teaching them respect, if they disrespect you, it's something you're doing. It don't have nothing to do with what I'm doing. I'm not telling them go home and disrespect their mother and disrespect their boyfriend. That's not what I do. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm never going to do. And y'all going to stop saying things about me. And if you ever want to know about me or know something that you need to, or clarify something, I have a phone number. You can call me. You can text me on the app that goes with the courtroom and explain what's going on. You choose not to utilize your methods that you need for the father to be a part of situations and things when it comes to these kids. And then y'all complain saying, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that, he's not a part of anything. Oh, he spent that whole year not saying nothing. You know what I did that one year that I chose not to be involved in anything? I let the kids have their way for a whole year. I did that on purpose to show you that y'all don't run nothing. They didn't want to come over, I didn't force them over. They didn't want to be a part of anything, but they seen us enjoying ourselves. That was on them because they had the opportunity to come over and be a part of anything I got going on. Did the mother say, hey, I'm encouraging y'all to go be a part of your father's house because maybe he got something going on for the summer that y'all want to be a part of? Did you push or say these things to them? No. Are you that type of mother? No. You're ghetto and ratchet. You speak all kind of foul out your mouth. You cuss and swear. You look like a mess every day. You talk crazy. You smoke your cigarettes like you're smoking weed. I don't know. You got too much going on. And you don't have enough going on for yourself to take care of your kids. Because if you did, you wouldn't be losing your crib, your place. You wouldn't always getting CPS calls to your house. You wouldn't have your brother, girlfriends hitting me up talking about, oh, this is going on in their household. The kids, her little kids touching on my daughter. All kind of stuff. Let's talk about it. We can bring everything to surface. There's so many things I can speak on that I know about that I don't speak on and say nothing about. There's so many things that's ignorant and crazy that I'm like, wow, is this really what goes on around my kids? I remember my kids a few years back, they was touching on people. Now your younger ones is touching on people. It sounds like it came from your household. But in the CPS report, you made it seem like it came from my household. Never have. I don't got a report of my daughter's touching on people. My son over there touching on people. My stepson touching on people. That came from your household. Did I fight to try to take my kids from you because you got that weird stuff going on? No. What I did was put it in God's hand, pray about it, and left it alone. I don't need no corruption coming to my house. My kids is not going to act a certain way in my house. I'm going to check it, cut into it, and if they don't want to come over, hey, it's on them. But I pay my dues. I pay for everything. Them kids got insurance, not because you're medical, because their father. You just mad that you have to pay co-payments if you didn't have medical for them. Thank God that the state give y'all free insurance for your children and your family to be able to take care of your business. I have to work for mine. I pay for mine. And my kids are covered under mine. So a lot of things is taken care of when it comes to doing this part. I keep a good job. I don't lose a job. I'm not going to allow no woman to, manipulate me into losing a good job that's going to be a future, to take care of my kids, to do what I need to do to take care of myself, which is crazy work. But I'm going to tell y'all like this. Co-parenting takes two. Not one, two. You have to spiritually be there, mentally be there, and you have to be a healed version of you to even deal with the other parent. Do I have a problem with dealing with my baby mama? No. Do I have a problem when her boyfriend called me up about my kids? No. Do I think it's disrespectful about some things he said? Yes. Do I cut into him about it? No. Do I need to? No. You want to know why? Because the God that I serve, he will revenge me on every area and aspect of my life, which he have been doing for a very long time. I'm not worried about what people say about me, what they do to me, how they try to come for me, how they try to hurt me, by using my kids as a pawn, by teaching my kids certain things. You done taught my kids how to move around me so they don't get in trouble around me. You done taught the kids to manipulate a certain way so they can be like, hey, if you do this around your daddy, he gonna do this, that, and the third. These kids pay attention to everything. They see, they hear, they listen. But what I tell my kids is, what I don't know, God knows. What I don't correct, God will. I don't have to chastise my kids, because if you train my kids to not be around me, for me not to chastise them and teach them and cut into them on stuff, life will do it. And if life do it, it might be hurtful and it might hurt your feelings. Life might mess them up worse than what their daddy would have did to them. You reported about everything I did to my kids, whooping my kids, teaching my kids. But guess who they respect from the things that I done did? Their father. Don't come on my house doing and saying and being nasty and doing certain things. It's little stuff that they do that I cut into and I correct. I'm going to continue to correct because I want my kids to know the difference from right from wrong. And that's just what it is. We want to love my kids regardless of how they are, who they become. And, if they mess their life up because of the people they're around and the things they see, that's going to be on that parent and the situation. If my son decided to get a baby at an early age and mess his future up, being in a relationship, doing the same thing, you passing down generational curses, you should be teaching your son, hey, y'all don't be around here sleeping around. Y'all should save yourself for marriage. Hey, read the word together, pray together. You know what I'm saying? Teach them young people to do things better than what we was taught or the way we chose to do. Because I don't want my youngest son repeating anything that I done. I don't want him to never go through what I went through. Because healing from people and things has been one of the hardest things I ever went through. Healing from people who don't know how to co-parent, healing from people who have issues and problems within themselves and they push it onto other people and make it like they was the problem. Yes, being with the type of ex-female that I had caused me to have anger, anxiety, caused me to not trust women a certain way, caused me to be a certain way towards women. I had to go through counseling, anger management. The things I had to go through to bring myself back to being me was crazy work, but thank God that he healed me and brought me through it. Because I don't want to mistreat nobody and do nobody the way I got done. I don't want my kids to be like that towards women and people because of things that they see and hear. Certain things is not normal and not good, and I don't agree with a lot of things, but Do I make that known to y'all? No, because talking to you, you're not healed. You're not there, and you're not mature enough to even have these conversations. So it's better for me to make videos, talk about it, speak on it, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna let the world know this is something I go through personally. I go through, and I'm still dealing with it. Till my son turned 18 years old, I gotta deal with a woman who wants child support, wants things from me, and wants to cause problems in my life. But hey, y'all have a blessed evening. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'm gonna get off of here, and I'm gonna post this video on my Facebook for people to know about co-parenting. Have a blessed one.